Hello there, it's Josh here from Racing to Profit. The guy in the picture in front of you stood next to a horse. I hope you're well. I thought it might be more uh, fun and less excruciating, I suppose, if I just talked through, well, what is in effect a sales page, isn't it? Let's be blunt. But it's my attempt to introduce my members club, I suppose, which has been going for about 2 years now, with a few hundred happy members, I think. Well, they will stay, so um, I think they're enjoying their time here. But the idea of this little video is quickly to skim through everything that's in front of you. I suppose you can listen to it as I read through what's in front of you on the screen, but it saves kind of flicking through all the words and having to read everything yourself, which you'll hopefully find more enjoyable. So, yes, join my members club today and transform your experience of horse racing. That sounds rather grand, I suppose, but I honestly believe it to be the case. And I have a good offer for you today, well, a great offer, I should say, which gives you the chance to try out my approach for a full 60 days, really, in which time you can get a full refund without needing to speak to me if it isn't for you or you haven't found it profitable one way or the other. So I should say yes, hello, my name is Josh. As said, I've been sharing my things, or sharing my thoughts, I should say, on all things horse racing since 2013 on my blog, racingtoprofit.co.uk. From humble beginnings, it's become a vibrant community of racing enthusiasts who like nothing more than backing decent prize winners and having some fun. It isn't all winners and kind of all profit every day. We back plenty of losers too, but long-term profit is the aim, and touch wood, so far so good. So this is your invite to join us to see if Team Racing to Profit, as I call this, can enhance your enjoyment of this great sport, and I promise you won't regret it. So below you can find more information on my members club and why I think you should join us this winter, including your £4,500 challenge, plus your 60-day money back guarantee. But first, a bit about me, really. Aged 18, and this is a true story, in the first year at the University of Liverpool, I joined a tipping service. Maybe I was a tad bewildered by being in a big city, having grown up in a small Suffolk town not too far from Newmarket. It was called Mildenhall. Thoroughly enjoyed growing up there, but anyway, I appear to have wanted to become rich and rather quick. Pay 650 quid for access to this service, which had a kind of glossy brochure. Receive a daily text, bet on horses. I thought it was easy. I thought I'd win. Not quite. Over the next 9 months, I would lose, oh God, it's still painful today, £2,650. I'd blow the recommended 100-point bank. I'd lose 2 grand betting, and max out 2 student overdrafts. That don't think that was legal. I think you're only allowed one at the time. So for 3 years of fight, I'd forever be a pound or two away from a penalty charge. I'd been naive, I'd been greedy, and I'd been reckless with it. You do get what you deserve when diving in at £20 per point, unprepared to lose your bank. So that was a main lesson, I suppose, I learned early on there. That was an introduction to betting on horses, or my introduction. And I thought 650 quid a year access to tips was the going rate. Turns out that's quite expensive. So yes, it turns out you're best not trusting glossy brochures sent through the door following a Google search and a request for further information. Who knew? Some of you will be reading this with a wry smile, kind of the silly boy expression going through your minds, maybe. I don't blame you. Many of my friends still can't resist taking the piss out of me, really, to be blunt about those days. And my optimism that I'd win thousands. I mean, this brochure did promise me about 24 grand betting £20 a point over the next kind of 9-10 months. But sadly, it wasn't that easy. I thought it could be. I'd have to grow up, obviously, pretty quick, work harder, and put my brain to some use. So many of you will be reading this possibly with a grimace, having had a similar experience, because losing on the horses isn't much fun, is it? Constantly losing and consistently losing over time is even worse. the pain of backing loser after loser, bank accounts depleted, and general grumpiness, especially when everyone else seems to be winning all the time. They're not. Moaning at every losing ride, every photo lost, every final flight blunder. That's no way to enjoy this sport. And all we want to do, I suppose, is pick a few horses, cheer a few decent winners, solve the odd puzzle in overtime, win some money. A nice profit that we may spend on the things we enjoy: a holiday in the sun, a few fancy meals out, top up the wages or the pension. I quite like red wine and the odd holiday. I've now learnt that winning on the horses is possible, and there's so much fun to be had together. Aged 29, and after many years of racing education, I'm now a confident punter, and I've never enjoyed the sport more. Of course, I'm still learning every day. You never stop in this game, and you never stop making mistakes or experiencing losing runs. My first year at university and that horrible experience now is a distant memory, but one that keeps me on my toes. Unlike in my youth, I now have an affection for the animals and the sport first and foremost, and not the gambling. The picture at the top is with one of the flat horses I'm lucky to have some shares in. I've got shares in two, one flat horse and one jumper, with White Diamond Racing, and they're both trained by Amy Murphy. But yes, I have an appreciation and an affection for the animals and the puzzle, I think, more than anything else now. But I've also learned that winning at horse racing isn't impossible, and that it can be bloody good fun. And I want to show you how. So yes, why am I here talking to you? I'm not going to promise you untold riches, obviously, or say that winning at the greatest sport on earth is easy. Clearly, from my earlier experiences, I've proved that's not the case. It isn't. But that's why it is so captivating. It is possible to win over time and to enjoy this great sport every day. So what I have for you is a personal invite to try my members club for 60 days risk-free. That's 2 whole months. Now, this won't be for everyone. Some of you reading this won't have the patience, to be frank, and won't like my approach. Some of you won't be up for the challenge. If you think winning on horses is possible and enjoyable by always focusing on favourites and shorties, what I have to offer won't be for you. So you best stop reading now. You need a mixed approach, I think. I started to be lured in at the beginning, thinking if you just all the time backed kind of even money shots or 6-4 shots, you would win. But it's rather tough at that end of the market. And I think longer term, you need to be trying to beat starting price, but you need to be looking at generally odds that are a bit bigger. And that, of course, means losing runs, and you have to try and deal with them. But if you're still with me, then great. I'm confident you'll accept this invite to our kind of thriving community. So I want you to enjoy racing as much as I do, and this invite is for those of you who wish to join the 1 to 3% of successful punters. It might not be much more than 1% actually. So hopefully many of you reading this are successful, but want to do even better or enjoy your horse racing even more. This offer really is for the recreational punter, those that bet £2 to £20. That would cover the majority of my members, I think, but of course as well as those of you who bet much bigger stakes. This game is also about the daily challenge and the never-ending excitement. It's not just about winning money, but as discussed, clearly constantly losing over time isn't much fun. Horse racing is a constant journey with no end destination. I think that's why we enjoy it so much. Every day is a new challenge, a new hurdle to jump over. If you can do that with a group of fellow enthusiasts sharing each other's success, then even better. As being a racing enthusiast can be a lonely place at times. I don't think any of my close friends or family really like horse racing at all. So my members club is now 2 years old, and for some of you reading this, it could very well be life-changing. Below, I go into more detail about what you get access to every day, but in short, I offer you a menu of options from which you can choose how best to profit from racing in a way that you find enjoyable. There are tips, trainer stats, systems, strategies, and big race trends. If you like following profitable tips with reasoning, my club is for you. If you like following profitable trainer-based systems, my club is for you. If you like using quality information to come to your own decisions, my club is definitely for you. And if you want to be part of a big racing family, all pulling in the same direction, where no one is alone, where we all win and lose together, mainly win, my club is also for you. In short, my members club is unlike anything you'll have seen before, and you can try it risk-free. I don't want you to take my word for it, though. You have a full 60 days to see whether my members club can add to your enjoyment of racing, or maybe even transform it and make you a long-term profitable punter. And you can see what some of my members say below, so you don't just have to take my word for it. So, the £4.5 challenge. This isn't a fanciful amount of potential winnings that could be yours to just £5 winning bet. So let me explain. All my tips for 2018 are on around 203 points in profit as I write. That's £1,015 to £5 win bets. The three main big odds strategies based on my section 1 content, which I'll get into a moment, have won 258 points plus 1,290 quid. That the community, well, I can think of two members' tips that are over 550 points up this year combined, and there's plenty of others on top of that. Those three examples actually total around 1,011 points, or £5,055 of £5 bets. I mean, I'd snap your hand off for the next 12 months to win around 1,000 points from those sources mentioned. That would be quite good fun. But that's real profit. That is what people have backed and people have won in my members club in the last year, or in 2018 to date. It's actually more sensible, really, to start with £2.50 bets, I think, but that's still over £2.5 up in 2018. So it's real people, me, just like you, have won those amounts this year, and probably much more. One member even won £11,000 on a reverse forecast with my two tips in the Martin Pipe Handicap Hurdle at Cheltenham, finishing 1-2. Lucky git. I wasn't on the forecast, sadly. Still in pain about that. So I should try and bring my members club to life, and I'll try and put some meat on the bones. And I might actually include a link in this to the welcome video I've just done. I'll just refresh that for current members, actually, which takes you inside the members club. So I might put a link to that in this as well, so you can see that. So what is my members club? In practice, you get access to a members post every day. Each daily post is split into 4 sections. You get qualifiers against my stats packs. Each year I research my own stats packs for the flat and the jumps. If you're on my email list, you'll have seen what that is, because I've given it out for free this year, the jumps one. These focus on trainers that do well at each track using my unique criteria. You have access to this research, but each day I highlight the qualifiers against my stats, usually by 6 p.m. the evening before. From this foundation, there are various systematic strategies that you can follow. I do all the heavy lifting. You just decide which systems you want to follow and then bet on them, starting small and building up over time. There are 4 main jump strategies I'll be focusing on this season, and as discussed above, they've won, those 4 strategies, 258 points so far in 2018. To just £2 bets, that's a decent return, 516 quid. Some of these strategies focus on my unique fusion approach, where I combine my unique trainer stats with horse-based ratings. We kind of get the best of both worlds. You're in control, that's most important. Some of you reading this will enjoy picking out your own horses, and you can use my research and stats qualifier systems to help with that, to use as starting points. Using information to find your own bets is the most satisfying, I find. I think when you make that final decision, even when using information from some of my content, for example, it does bring the smile to your face and makes it a bit wider, I think. Section 2, any tips, notes, daily tips, big race festival tips and other thoughts. In this section, I tip horses that I really fancy and that I back with my own money. Clearly, you're free to follow them if you wish. Each tip comes with a write-up. I particularly like to focus on big handicaps, and I go all out for the spring festivals with a special focus on Cheltenham, where we've yet to have a bad year on the blog. My members festival tips are on plus 156 points for the year to date as the end of September. I think that might now be 152 points as I speak in early November. But they're going along just fine. Micro system test zone. This is where I test out a few other trainer and jockey angles. Some do very well, some not so great, but there are decent starting points, and some prove themselves over time and add more money to the coffers. In essence, that's yet more unique quality information to use as you please. And then the final section, any general messages, updates, big meeting stats. Other than adding any general results updates, which I do monthly, or other thoughts, I'll often share other stats research in this section, especially my big meeting notes, whereby for any festival I'll pull together a few trainer and jockey stats of interest. There's more kind of festivals, I suppose, during the flat racing, but during jump season it's very much all about the spring mainly, particularly Cheltenham, but Aintree, Punchestown and into the summer a look at Galway. Members sometimes ask me to flick through a card if they're off racing, and I'll chip in with thoughts. So provide us kind of selection every race and have a look through. They don't do too badly. I also keep you updated on the 2 horses I have shares in, which I touched on before. I suppose it's a window in the world of a owner within a syndicate, I suppose. But many of my members have had some okay bets on them, and they've won 5 times between them, sometimes at decent odds. That's quite good. I should mention I do big race stats and trends. We're in the jump season now. If there's a big handicap Class 2 Grade 3 handicap hurdle on a Saturday, I'll do kind of full stats and trends approach using my kind of unique template with that, and we'll usually tip in those, and also any big kind of staying chases as well. But I'm always happy to take requests if there's various things you want me to look at. So yes, that's the content I provide really. There's plenty going on, but I like providing information and giving you choice from profitable strategies and systems, my own tips through to information that you can use as your own starting points, finding your own bets. But there's more, one final piece which really does make it a fun place to hang out and is what I'm most proud of, and I touched on it before. I'm lucky to have some very active membership in general, with many regular posts in the comments section, which is underneath each daily post. Has plenty of great chat with some members testing their own ideas, discussing horses daily. One is tracking my losing tips. Indeed, if you'd backed all my losing tips on the next start this year, you'd run over 300 points. Oh God, looks like I'm too early. One run too early with a lot of them. There are also some very good tipsters in their own right. One in particular has posted over 400 points profit in the last year. Might even be 450 points actually. I might have undervalued him there. It's fair to say many of my members follow him. He probably will be wanting commission soon. Another has just gone through plus 100 points to bookmaker's starting price. That's quite incredible. And a few more are doing well also. Many of them are better tipsters than me, arguably. Not in big races though. That's my thing. Together we are all truly racing to profit. A bit cheesy that, but you know, true, and it works. So you have access to all of that, and I know many of you will, you reading this will love it. My approach ensures that the freedom is in your hands to dip into the bits you wish, to find an approach that suits you. It might all sound a bit laborious, all of that, but if you're short on time, it works. If you follow any of the tipping content, that takes no time at all. Read, selection, bet, that might be my own tips. Daily tips, big race tips, might be the odd person you end up following in the comments. Likewise, any strategies and systems, all the information required is available the night before. And again, it won't take longer than 10 minutes to find your bets and place them. Or you can wait until I update the post in the morning, when I update various different bits and pieces, and you can just look straight away to see what horse hits what strategy and just bet. There's no excuse not to do well. And if you have no betting accounts left, a few of the big price strategies, for example, do well to Betfair starting price, and better than the morning odds actually. There's so much profit to be found in my members club. So much fun to be had. Some of you will have the patience required to make your membership a success. For some of you, this will be the best service you've ever tried. It may not happen straight away. You don't win long term in this game by focusing on the top of the market, especially if you're a recreational punter betting 2.55s and 10s. By that, I suppose favourites and kind of proper short prices, kind of even money, 6 to 4s all the time. You must focus on bigger price horses in my view, and of course that means longer losing runs, but it also means more profit in the long run. That's certainly true with my big race tips and the strategies, lots of them which are focused on kind of odds of horses that are all sorts of odds, I should say. But that's why you have a 60-day risk-free, 60 days risk-free to try it, to see if I can help transform your experience of horse racing. So Josh, how much will it cost? The big reveal. It won't cost 650 quid, you'll be pleased to hear. It's fair to say you get a lot for your money, and I'm offering you a winter season ticket to take you through from now to the main jump season to the end of April 2019. As I said, you could have won over £2,500 for just £2.50 bets. That's from a small selection of the strategies, my tips, and just 2 people I mentioned who tip in the comments. If in those circumstances, I don't think it'd be out of place for me to charge over 400 quid a year. But I think that would be a bit pricey. And I want members who love racing first and foremost. And I'm conscious that most of you will be kind of small, sensible stakes, as you should. And those fees would simply be too much. So you can join my members club. I won't do a big drum roll, but it works out around £4.57 per week. That's the price for a pint in most places, or a nice glass of wine, or maybe 2 pints if you're lucky, depending on where you live. So the total one-off cost, I won't do some big bill up, is £119 plus the dreaded VAT, but the VAT gets added on. That's through ClickBank, and because I deliberately use ClickBank because they have the 60-day money back guarantee, and I think that's important for the kind of trust element, and they're very well respected, and you can process a refund directly through them without needing to speak to the vendor, which in this case is me. So think of that as a fee to give you a 60-day period with which you can get all of your money back if my members club isn't for you, but it will be for you, so you don't need to worry about that. So this is up front. I do only want people to join that will give it a good go and give my members club and its content the patience it deserves. If you're after a quick win or a quick fix, it won't be for you. But as it's through ClickBank, as I've said, you get 60-day money back guarantee period, no questions asked. You can paper trade if you want, and in 2 months, if it's not for you, process your refund. I won't be offended. You don't even need to talk to me to get your money back. That's the joys of ClickBank. All I ask, I suppose, is you give it a good go. So come and join me and my merry band of racing enthusiasts below. I know you won't regret it. I'm sure you're up for the £4,500 challenge. Betting £2.50 bets, that is a very, very realistic, well, £2.50 or £5 bets even, I should say. That's a very, very realistic goal within the next kind of 6 months plus. So don't forget, you get access to quality content every single day. You can dip in and out if you wish. You can follow strategies or tips or whatever. Tips you can back, systems you can follow, fellow members' comments you can enjoy. And with this winter season ticket, you get full access to my coverage of the spring festivals, including the big one, Cheltenham. Last year, my tips made 920 quid to £10 bets. Some glorious highs there. I mainly focus on the 10 handicaps and 3 other distance races. Lucky to find the Albert Bartlett winner again at 50 to 1. That's twice in 4 years we found the 50 to 1 Albert Bartlett winner, and 3 or 4 of the handicap winners as well. So that was quite a good week. Yeah, the Cheltenham coverage probably is worth 29 quid by itself. Within the first 60 days, you will know whether my unique approach is for you. But I'm fairly confident in saying that with my content and the community I have built, if you can't make long-term profit on the horses within my members club, you never will. I quite believe that because there's so much profit there and very many logical and decent approaches which have proven to work and will continue to work moving forward. So that is your challenge. That's what keeps us all going every single day. So don't delay even. Can't even speak. I'll put my teeth back in. This is the first time I've publicly launched my members club. It's been a large membership for over 18 months now, around 370 happy members, but I'm very confident prices aren't affected at all, and not how I have an approach that works and that you'll enjoy. But there will only be 200 spaces made available. Once they're gone, and the members club may never open again. I want 200 more, which I think will fill up in the next kind of month and a half, and then to judge again in 6-7 months' time the impact of those. So this could be your last chance. I don't want you to miss out. So yes, click one of the buttons on the Join My Members Club here. If you're still not convinced, you can read what some of my members have to say below. Don't forget, yes, you can try the winter season ticket risk-free there. I should say happy punting. I will just skim through some of my fabulous members and what they've said. Darren C. Thanks for Through the Card post. Josh. A couple of winners, a straight forecast meant I left up on the day. Oh yes, that's Darren. That was a few weeks ago. He was off to Pontefract. Gave me a few days warning. And on the morning, yeah, I flipped through the card and was lucky to point him to, yeah, a couple of winners, a straight forecast. That was good fun. Paul said, just a quick word for me. Yesterday was the best day I have had betting. This was only a couple of weeks ago. In addition to Nick's fantastic efforts, my notes pointed to Rocco. He was about 20 to 1. The Young Master, yeah, he was a main jump strategy at a very nice price. And a word too for Ken with a couple last night. Fantastic cyclist, guys. Keep up the bantering contributions coming. Good luck all today. We do try and have some fun over in the members club, and it's all quite light-hearted. Andrew G. Seems strange that there will be many punters out there in the betting world who pay extraordinary amounts for tips. Oh, that was me a few years ago. We struggle to offer a profit, and yet this forum produces results almost every day which defy belief. Nick stands tall at the top of the tree. He's a bloody good tipster. But a mention to many others who also put in sterling efforts with selections and some with detailed analysis. Too many to mention, but all do a fine job. Congrats to everyone who contributes so effectively. I'm sure Josh is as proud of them and how Racing to Profit is working, as do the rest of us who appreciate the efforts of the members who put forward selections daily. All this and the cost is negligible considering the rewards on offer, even if you only bet to small stakes. Here, couldn't agree more. Kev R says, amazing results on the blog yesterday. Many thanks all. What a sight this is. James M, not only do you get the thorough daily insights from Josh himself, but the contributors to the blog are also worth their weight in gold. I pay a quarterly subscription. Each time I've done so, I've seen my money returned, and then some within days. The last time within one evening. Of course, it's not some magical fairy tale land where each horse mentioned wins. That being said, the quite staggering highs definitely outweigh the short-term lows. Whether you be a casual punter, as am I, or a hardened race fanatic, if you're looking to go further, looking to further your education in the game, searching for long-term profit, which is key, or just a sheer excitement of when one of their many amazing collective days of tipping all comes together, and I could not point you towards Racing to Profit quickly enough. Finally, Jamie A, my first stop for horse racing, one of the best communities on racing, full of loads of fantastic people, run by the no-nonsense, fully informative, all-round good guy Josh. Oh, he's too kind. Check is in the post. Jamie, so yes, come and join us. Come and join our fantastic community. And I think that's pretty much it. What else should I say? Yes, what happens when you sign up? Well, you go through a registration process, and as soon as the payment's complete, you'll be able to log in with your username and password. You'll get a welcome introduction email from me, including a new refreshed welcome video as well, which you can watch if you don't want to kind of read through various different things. Through the sign-up process, you create a username and password, and once your payment is complete, you have instant access. But I'm always available. I like to think that's one of the selling points. On email or via the blog. I think I probably have one of the best customer services approaches around. But you can put that to the test if you want. If you have any questions, just get in touch. Like I said, you're free to use your 60-day risk-free period to get to grips with my unique content and see if you can make it work for you. I hope that you'll become a valued member of our growing racing community. All members' content is delivered via the blog, although I do email from time to time. And you can try my members club and see if it transforms your experience of racing by clicking on the link below. For less than a pint of beer or two a week, you watching this right now and listening to this could be having a lot of fun in the months ahead. So come and join me and all the others by clicking the link below. Go on, you've really got nothing to lose, an awful lot to gain, and it could be the best racing experience you ever have. So hopefully I'll see you on the inside shortly. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity. But this offer doesn't interest you, no worries. Thanks for reading, thanks for listening and watching in this case. Do head over to my blog where you will find plenty of quality free content on a daily basis. But I think I will finish that and say that's that. Yeah, thanks for watching and listening. Hopefully that explains kind of what the members club's about. It really is a fun place. And there's a lot of profit, and I promise you that I think you'll enjoy racing on a different level, or unlike you've never done before, if you dip your toe in and give Racing to Profit or my Racing to Profit members club a good go. But I will leave that there. I think I've said everything I've wanted to. But yeah, take the plunge, come and join us on the inside. Remember, you've got a full 60 days risk-free to try it, and if you're not happy, you can get a full refund, but I'm pretty confident you'll enjoy it. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I will see you in the members club soon. This is Josh from Racing to Profit saying bye for now.